You're live, my friend.
Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It is Hump Day Wednesday. Got a great show for you. We got two guys that are running really, really well in their respective sports. Drew Martin's going to join us and break down Yankees, White Sox, Cubs, and Cardinals. Skee Profit's going to join us, talk about the Dream versus Wings and Valkyries versus Mercury. We're going to break down a player prop in the NFL futures market. We're going over a running back, one that is near and dear to my heart. He's been a fantasy darling the last couple of years, but I think the cat's out of the bag with him. So we're going to go over a rushing total as well. But as always, guys, we got to start with the play of the day. We lost yesterday. We had the Marlins over their team total 3.5, and the final score of that game was 1-0. Imagine paying money to go watch the Marlins and the Phillies play a 1-0 game. God, awful. All right, let's do the play of the day here. We're going to the WNBA. Taking a look at an over between the Dream and the Wings. I'll bounce this one off of Skee Profit, of course. Over is 181.5, and I really like it. There's a lot of good things to like about this number. The last 5 games, the Wings are the 3rd offensive rated team. Dream are the 5th. So we got offenses that are absolutely cooking. Defense, the Dream are 4th, not bad, but the Wings are 12th. And listen to some of these totals. The last 5 totals for the Wings games have landed on 198, 197, 172, 187, and 203. The last 4 for the Dream have landed on 194, 193, 203, and 184. And there's something else. Watching the games last night, looking at the box scores, these players are rested coming out of the All-Star break. There was some pretty fast-paced, high-scoring games last night. The scores last night landed on 176, 193, 200, 181, and 212. So wondering if the teams tonight are going to put on an offensive show. All signs point to the over at a pretty fair price. That is going to be today's play of the day. All right, let's bring in Drew Martin. Drew, I don't know if you heard, I had the Marlins over, and the final score of the game was 1-0. Imagine taking an over in a game that ends 1-0 with Aaron Nola pitching. With Aaron Nola pitching.
Yeah, he's had a up and down season, and that's being nice. At times he's pitched well. You bring up watching the Phillies and the Marlins 1-0. For whatever reason, I guess it's growing up in South Florida. I believe I've seen the Phillies versus the Marlins in South Florida more than any other matchup in my life. I'll take the over on 10 times I've seen the Phillies at the Marlins in my life. So I've been there, Andy. It can be tough.
Really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, both in the old stadium, Joe Robbie. I mean, I miss the orange seats, but even in Little Havana here, the new stadium, which for some reason just doesn't get fans out there, even if the Marlins are playing good baseball. It is what it is with South Florida fan bases.
Yeah. Oh, Joe Robbie Stadium. What a great throwback. Just the name.
Miss that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's still there. It's
they just don't use it. So they didn't. Yeah. So they didn't tear it down. Okay. All right.
No, they just put a $500 million renovation into it, and now it's really nice. Wow. And they call it the Hard Rock, and it hosts Super Bowls and World Cups.
Wow, I missed that one completely. I'm not from that area, but yeah, I thought that thing was long gone. So, all right, well let's take a look at some of these games here. We got Yankees, White Sox, Cubs, and Cardinals. One of these 4 teams I'm really out on. I'm interested if you are too. But let's start with these Yankees and White Sox. It's a happy Schlittler day, everybody. Pretty surprised that Schlittler and the Yankees are not a much bigger price here. What do you make of this game?
I line up with you, Andy. I mean, getting them under -140, just paying less than 40 cents here, guys. You bring up Cam Schlittler Day. I like that tee up because this guy's been money. I mean, just look at his last 2 starts versus the Dodgers and the Phillies, 20-0 strikeout to walk ratio. I think he's going to have another great start here. This is a Yankees team, just a game and a half behind Tampa Bay in the AL East standings. Playing very important baseball right now. And they've been a great road team. They've been money on the road, going 35-23. I think they're going to get it done here. Now, the Chicago White Sox, we do have to give them props. They're a game and a half up here in the AL Central on Cleveland, just 2 games up on Minnesota. So a tight race here in the Central. The 29-year-old out of Texas Tech, Davis Martin, on the hill for Chicago. He's been up and down. But the problem with betting on the White Sox in this one, in my opinion, this year, versus the Yankees. He's already seen him once. The Bronx Bombers got after him for 9 runs in just 3 innings. So trusting him here is a tough proposition in my book. I like the Yankees here, minus 139, Andy.
Yeah, I agree completely. Minus 140 on Schlittler. I mean, my God, you take that every day of the week against most teams in the league. So, yep, we're lockstep in that one. Let's go to the Cubs and the Cardinals. Who we got here for this one? We got Boyd for the Cubs and May for the Cardinals. What are we doing with this one? Straight pick 'em here, kind of across the board, over under 8.
Yeah. If you shop around the WagerTalk live odds screen, which got a revamp, it's in my opinion the best free live odds out there. You can get the Cubs under minus 110 right now, under minus 105 actually if you shop. And I like them. This Cubs lineup, it's been hot. I like going after the last 2 weeks. How is a team hitting using weighted runs created plus, using team OPS? And sure enough, Chicago top 5 in Major League Baseball. They've actually scored 35 runs the last 4 games. So what have you done for me lately? That's the way I love to bet baseball. The Chicago Cubs have been producing runs. With Matt Boyd on the hill, the 35-year-old veteran, out of Oregon State, the former Beaver, he's been pretty good, sub 4 ERA. That's what you want with a hot lineup. And he also had 0 earned runs his last time versus the Cardinals. That was late last season. So the past performance with 2 teams in the same division, Boyd has pitched well against the Redbirds. Dusty May on the hill for the Cardinals, just 5-7 on the season. He's been up and down. He's had some good years in his past, in his career, but this year he really hasn't been a guy I'm looking to bet on. Plus the Cardinals, 2-8, their last 10 games, losing 3 straight. They are the coldest lineup in baseball. Got a stat for you here, guys. Their team OPS over the last 2 weeks is 590. They're the only team in Major League Baseball with a team OPS below 600 over the last 2 weeks. That is something to watch here. They have not been hitting the ball. I don't think they're going to be able to do it here today. I think this is a short price on the Cubs. Give me the Cubs over the Cardinals.
I couldn't agree more. I'm so out on the Cardinals. I just think they're a bet against in situations like this. So really, really fair price. I don't quite understand the price in either one of those games, but hey, I do props. What do I know? But I'm glad we're in agreement here, Drew. You have been seeing Major League Baseball really well. We were just talking about that. 33 units last 30 days, and your winning percentage is fantastic, 67%, 37.2% ROI, and you're up 51 units on the season. What's been your secret? Spill the beans, my friend. Are you doing money lines, totals, or a little of everything?
Yeah, just sides, totals, mostly money lines, short favorites, look for the dogs. And, baseball season is a grind, guys, every day. And unfortunately, I'm off of a loss and lost the last 2 days, which hasn't happened for a while. And it's one of those things where you just kind of reset, Andy. So when the loss happened last night, usually I get into the studio and I grind out a few hours looking at the overnight markets. But after 2 days of losses, I scrapped it. I've been doing this for 10 years as my straight job, and I get a good night's sleep. I wake up this morning, knew I had the spot here on WagerTalk Today. And sure enough, this morning I'm grinding out, about to release 1 client play and possibly 2 here, as I haven't released the Cubs yet, but I really like this Cubs play over the Cardinals, guys. So, that's one thing, just grinding out, disciplined, short favorites, underdogs, totals in Major League Baseball, and starting to do the college football and NFL research. So, that's what I'm doing, man. And you're right. It's been seeing it well. So just keep grinding it out. If it's not broken, don't fix it in this business. So, thanks for the props, Andy.
You never want to get too high or too low in this business, but baseball, if you let a loss or 2 bother you, you'll take years off of your life over the course of a season. Like, it's just like you lose and it's just immediately got to be on to the next one. It's such a long season. So we know what you got up. Drew, continued success, man. Looking forward to the card today, and keep going, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. Always a pleasure, man. Cash those tickets, guys.
Drew Martin, everyone, having a fantastic baseball season. I'm coming off an MLB loss as well. The streak goes to 19-6 on MLB props. We have one today. It's a K prop. It goes off in the middle of the afternoon. I just put up a 2% tennis doubles play for all access client. Those of you that got the 5% tennis play, they keep moving this match back. We cashed the first leg. It was a parlay. We cashed the first leg. It looks like the second leg is going to be played late tonight. So hopefully we get that match in and we get some results there. So, loss on MLB yesterday. That was a bummer, but we still have our 5% UFC best bet. That is up 6 straight winners there. But again, we're running the 30 days at half price. $149 gets you to 30 days. This price will not exist for very long and probably not for the rest of the year. So if you want to join 30 days, jump on board. We still have plenty of bets across plenty of sports to build the bankroll. So up about 20 units in the month of July. Pretty happy with that. All right, let's bring in Skee, and we got to talk about some WNBA, but Skee, so Chris and I want to know what the rest of your shirt says.
Refs are terrorists. Absolutely. 1000%.
Okay. Refs are terrorists. Awesome stuff. All right. Well, so Skee, you got 2 games here, Dreams and Wings, Valkyries and Mercury. I gave my opinion on the Dream and the Wings. I love the over in this one. So where did you land on this game?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything that you said, so I apologize if I repeat it. But I agree with you. It opened, I think, 179.5. You see it going up about 2 points. And I can understand why. I mean, if you really can look at both of these teams. The Dream, I believe their last 4 games, they've been 184 plus. The Wings, 4 of their last 5 games have cleared this number as well. For the Dream, they had pockets in the season where they played really well and pockets where they were terrible. The pockets where they played really well, it was a lot of, up-tempo, getting out and run, getting easy baskets, because they're a solid defensive team. They can get some stops, but the offense plays a lot better when they get up and play with tempo. For the Wings, I feel like they can play either way, but in a game versus Atlanta, I think that they'll be playing at their pace. So I agree with you. Up and over now, 181.5. That'll be the best way to play it for me. And somebody in the chat says my audio is low.
I just boosted a little bit.
I mean, I can use my other mic if it sounds low to you.
No, I think you're fine. We'll deal with it like we always do, Skee. No problem.
Okay.
All right, let's do the next game here. Valkyries and the Mercury. I have a same game parlay in this one that I did a video on. I got to tell you, Skee, I'm loving the same game parlays in the WNBA. There's some really good spots. It may sound weird, but I'm having some pretty good success with it. But how do you break this game down? The Valkyries absolutely red hot coming into the All-Star break. Mercury kind of the opposite here. And this total tells you this game probably is a rock fight, 156. But we got 5 as the number here. I see 5.5s across a couple of other spots. So where do you land on the Valkyries and the Mercury?
Yeah, after All-Star break, I mean, we saw the games yesterday. I don't expect the best defense to be played by any of these teams. So I know Golden State is usually a slower, more defensive team, but I don't love it in this situation. If you like the Valkyries, you don't like that Gabby Williams' game time decision. And also, I mean, a team now is on that good of a winning streak, playing that good of basketball. You don't want that long of a break. That could throw off your rhythm, for whatever was going well. For the Mercury, I know they've been extremely disappointing, probably the most disappointing team this season. But they've talked about they want to try to turn it around and try to stack some wins. Coming fresh out the break at home is a good chance to do it. I did look at a query. It says when both teams are extremely rested, 5+ days, and the home dog has a lower win percentage than their opponent. They are 21-11 ATS. That goes back to 2011. That says to back the Mercury here tonight. I personally didn't push the button yet, but I'm thinking about it. I just want to make sure that I really, really love it. If I'm betting this game, it's absolutely the Mercury as a home dog.
Interesting. I kind of like the Valkyries, man. I hate that they got disrupted with the break, but it's not a strong enough stance where I put it in play. So tell me about. Listen, I default to you when it comes to the spreads like this. So you've been seeing WNBA really good too. You're hitting. What I love about yours is you're hitting 56%. that's a sustainable, nice number where you're going to be profitable, but it's nothing too out of control, hot, or cold. So we've been focusing on spreads, totals, money lines.
I have not been doing any player props, so I'll tell you that. So yeah, spreads, totals, a mixture of both. But I do want to. I'm always the transparent guy. If you watch Profit Picks, I start every single show saying how we did yesterday. So things have been going well. I think I'm up like 104 units after yesterday's loss. Lately, I had a little hiccup. There was a stretch I went 17-4, and then after that I went 3-7. So what is that? 20-11. So I had a little bit of a hiccup. I'm taking my time today. I'm making sure I absolutely love whatever I'm going to play, so we can get back on track here.
Well, you're allowed to have some down spots in this business, Skee. It's okay. You said during All-Star break you were going to take a look at some NFL. Wondering if you've done that. You had any big takeaways?
So I did. I didn't get as much time as I would like to, so I'm not finished yet. But I went through. I did some notes, and I'm going to just scroll through here and remind myself a little bit. I think the Bills have a really good schedule. They're a team that's done really good when they have rest advantages going back to 2020, and they have a good amount this year. I like their offense, the O-line, the whole deal. I think they can outscore others, and I think the defense will help them out a little bit more this year. So I'm interested in the Bills win total. Looking at a few more. I'm just going to scroll down my list of notes and see if I can remember some. There was, I think the AFC West is the one I'm really trying to decide on because I don't really trust the Chiefs. Mahomes coming off of that injury, don't really have, that reliable Kelsey anymore, et cetera, et cetera. I just feel like the Chiefs are a little bit of declining. Then you have the Raiders. I'm never going to say anything good about the Raiders, but we all know where the Raiders stand. The Broncos, I'm not really a believer in how they won games last year or in their quarterback. But the Chargers have a really tough schedule. I think they have the biggest rest disadvantages out of all the teams. It's plus money, whoever you want to take to win that division. As much as I am not certain, that I'm a believer in what I saw from Denver last year, I think that they do have a chance at some nice plus money to win that division. So things like that. Detroit Lions have a really good schedule. They should get some more help as far as health-wise. They were really injured last year. I think things set up well for them to go over their win total as well. I like a lot of things. I got to make some decisions here, Andy. So continue working, and then I'll have some plays up.
I love the Chargers. 9.5, little juicy. Give me all the Chargers. Give me all the Chargers money.
That's my team too. I'm surprised.
Yeah. What do you have up for everyone at Wager Talk?
So, like I said earlier, I'm taking my time today. If I do play today's games, they will be in the afternoon, like probably around 3 p.m. But I'm doing my work. There's some games for tomorrow. So if you want to get ahead of it, I will have a play out for tomorrow sometime this afternoon. And it'll be a bet that I love. Like I said, we're going to bounce back really strong, see if we can get to that 110 unit mark for 2026.
I have all the faith in the world. Thank you so much for joining us, Skee. Continued success and keep crushing WNBA.
Appreciate you, Andy. Later.
All right. Skee Profit. Nice little WNBA breakdown. All right. So we're lockstep with the dream and the wings on the over. That should tell us something. So, all right. We do our NFL future at the end of the show this time of year. So we're going to go to a running back. This guy has done great for me in fantasy. Last year was his breakout. So James Cook is not a secret anymore. If you look at the fantasy rankings, he's an easy first-round pick. But we're going to take a look at his rush total, 1,249.5. Monster total. So Buffalo finally really leaned big into James Cook last year. 309 carries for 1,621 yards rushing. That is 102 more carries than the previous years. 207 2 years ago and 237 the year before that. Average 5.2 yards per carry. This was an offensive line that did a lot of good work for him in the running game. Not so much in the passing game. Josh Allen took a lot of sacks. Josh Allen's rush attempts remain very consistent each year. He had 112 last year. He had 102 before that. He had 111 before that. So I don't see Josh Allen taking a lot of work away from James Cook because of these rushing totals that he just consistently has each year. Ray Davis, only 58 carries last year. And what's interesting here about this one is Ty Johnson is now kind of their pass catcher. He was really good. We were betting on him over 1.5 catches towards the last part of the year and over some of his yards. So let's take a look at this from a James Cook used to be you played as rushing and receiving. I think we're looking at James Cook as more of just a rusher. He can catch the ball, but in pass catching situations, they're bringing Ty Johnson. So James Cook is focusing more on the run. I'm going to lean the over on this one. This one is such a big number. You can't have any injuries here. If he's averaging 5 yards a carry again, even if he plays 15, 16 games, I think he goes over this one, but you just need a lot to go right. And in an NFL long season, just trying to bet on these guys to go over their big numbers. If they tweak an ankle or a hamstring and they're out 4 games, your over ticket's dead in the water. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. I would love to draft him in my fantasy leagues again, but I could get him in the early second round last year in most of my leagues. So James Cook, love him as a player. The number's just a touch too high. I might look at his touchdown total going over. He was their goal line back. Josh Allen's always going to be in the mix, but I think the James Cook is still going to be a good fantasy option, a good guy to bet on in the props market. So, all right. Yeah. Running backs get too hurt to mess with those kind of futures. I agree. I mean, it's been good for us betting on unders on some of these big ones. Christian McCaffrey's a guy I'm looking hard at betting the under on, just because a lot of work last year. This guy's had some injuries. We've seen it happen. So you get hurt early in the season. The unders is awesome. So, all right. Let's go to a couple little news things I noticed. You guys see what's happened with the Falcons? Tua is already banged up with a flare up already. Penix is out, so the Falcons had to sign Cooper Rush. If you want to bet their under, you can go to your nearest sports book and take a look at their under. Not looking great for the Falcons at this point. Shane Bieber walked 6 in the first inning yesterday. He's only the 4th guy to do that since 1969. I wasn't following that game exactly, but I saw he gave up a bunch of runs. I did not know he walked 6 in the first inning. Pretty crazy. And then finally, Justin Herbert and Madison Beer, they finally got engaged. But I'm just wondering, does she keep her last name? Madison Beer sounds so much better than Madison Herbert. Madison Herbert's it's an awful name. Madison Beer, I would absolutely keep the last name. So, all right, quick show today, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Not a ton to break down, but every day we're going to be here giving you the best of the market and best of these plays. Free plays every day. NFL futures at the end. Looks like I'm going to break down the Ravens, and there was one more suggestion for Friday. So we also had Dinger Tuesday. Max Muncy came through in the clutch. That was a nice little plus 450 $10 winner. So hopefully we get this play of the day home again today. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop us a comment, tell us what your best bet is today. Appreciate you guys. Good luck on your bets, and we will see everyone tomorrow.